Welcome to Business Brains, a platform I created based on being an entrepreneur and business you are interested in based on a matter of importance to you. I mean, look what your dad did, and then look what you've done, and can you imagine what your son could potentially do?
Yes. So it's again. So that's why I keep going back to the information.
Yes.
No one gave my parents information, although they tried what they did in the 70s,
which is
a very different era. Yeah, which is pretty good, but it's a totally different era.
Yeah.
But I work with people who I can see come 65, 67, they're going to be in trouble because they haven't looked ahead. I mean, my dad's mantra was always save, save, save. And I've definitely taken it on and instilled that into my children, the need to save.
Yeah.
You know, instead of a Christmas present, I said, right, we'll open an ISA for the grandchild. Instead of this, we'll open an ISA for you two kids, you know?
Yeah. Wow. Smart man.
So it is, you know, if to encapsulate all of this discussion, it starts with information.
Yes.
And when I say information, it's also important to note the ability to share information.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that's what I'm doing today.
Yeah. So what I've done over the years, and when I'm working, I mean, I know lots of people who just harbour shark and just corner what they know and pretend they're not doing anything. Well, meanwhile, they're doing a lot in the background, but they don't want anyone else to know for whatever reason. I've been free with my information. So as a result, my financial advisor has got a whole portfolio of other people through my recommendation.
Cool. Oh, wow.
Because I've said to myself, well, I acquired it and it's benefited me. Why can't other people? So I offer it to people. If they take it, fine. If they don't, they don't. But a number of people have taken it. I've got one guy currently in Spain, living in Spain, 90 days. You know, this guy helped him with his pension, helped him with his investments. And it's forever thanking me. Thanks for that. And he's a much older guy than me. But like I said, what we have to do is have the ability to share information, share knowledge. Because knowledge doesn't necessarily come to us freely.
Yeah.
I'm talking to me as a black person, it doesn't come to me freely.
You know that feeling.
And if it does come to me in a way, I want to be the first one to shout at the rooftops to other people, guys, look, there's all these things you can do. All you just need to do is know the information. Once you have the information, you then become informed. One of our biggest problems within the black community is a lack of being informed.
Yeah.
And if you are informed, you're not sharing what you're informed about. It's not like the Asian community where everything is shared. You know, you come over, you live in a room. From the room, they help you get the house. From the house, you get 10 more houses. From the house, you get a shop. From the shop, you get 5 more. You know, it's all shared. The black community need to come together and have the ability to share.
That. This conversation today can change that. The next thing I was going to ask you, or it's your opinion really, I've written this down. There has been a social housing crisis for some time, which in honesty can be beneficial to us landlords. But with the Labour Party now in power, do you foresee any detrimental or even positive changes?
I think with Labour in power, there's going to be a combination of both. But it just depends on which side you're on or where you sit at that time. So if you're a tenant and you're fearing you're fearing someone evicting you, no reason eviction, I think Labour's view on that is different to the Conservatives' view. So that might be halted there. I think Labour's view was again, I think most of the parties, both parties, or main parties at least, tend to be pro landlord because most of their constituents, people who contribute towards a party, all the peers, all of those people, they're all high flyers and property owners and landlords. So if someone's donating thousands and thousands or millions, you're not going to pass policy that's going to impact on their empire or their business or
Yeah.
businesses. So essentially, as much as whatever rhetoric Labour put forward and the rhetoric previous incumbent put forward in terms of, you know, no reason evictions and no notice evictions or things like that, you know, it might be slightly watered down because at the end, I still think they want to benefit the people who contribute the most to the parties and keeps the parties not so much afloat, but you know, it keeps the parties going.
Yeah. I
So
think
I think it'll be neither advantageous nor detrimental to
cool.
tenants or and or landlords. It just I think you know current government and their policies will eventually you know benefit both sides.
Yes.
I think they would want to have a sort of equilibrium on both sides as opposed to staunch pro landlord and landowners and things like that.
I did hear briefly that Labour might put a rent cap in place. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's just rumour.
Hmm. Again, that's going to be difficult because the rental market is a big um, money spinner for the economy. It helps the economy, and again, if you're putting a cap on things, um, you know, it's like trying to say put a cap on the housing market. Why would you?
Yeah.
The housing market is spiraling in the right direction. Everybody benefits.
Yeah.
If it's spiraling in the wrong direction, some people still benefit, some people don't. So I think it's a very difficult one um, for governments to try and appease everybody. I think generally you try to find a middle ground because at the moment, you know, in terms of tenants and tenants' rights, it's gone a long way to what things used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone's got a child, you can't evict them essentially. And most judges, if you bring the matter to court, the minute there's children there, they're a bit apprehensive
Yeah.
and you know look at things differently. So you know, we're back in a situation. A lot of this situation, and maybe I'm talking very in a quite nice way about it, or what's the word? In a way that there's a word that describes it really well. It'll come to me. I'm talking about it in a very nice way because I actually haven't over the years had to constantly enter into court proceedings to evict somebody. Because you could go back to the earlier question whereby, well, if the tenant is treated well
Yeah.
and with respect, treated well, treated with respect, treated in all these good ways, positive ways,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry
Exactly.
about evicting someone. So well, rose tinted glasses is what I was thinking. I am speaking through sort of rose tinted glasses because it's something I haven't had to have done over the years, many years.
Well, we'll see what Labour has in store. I suppose it's early days yet. The next thing I was going to ask you, I'll just sort of mention again, there is a lack of affordable housing, and certain generations find it difficult to buy a property. If you were in Parliament, with the knowledge you know, what would you suggest? And I'm sort of talking about the generations like Gen Z, I think that goes up to the age of 27, millennials, they're from 28 to 43, that kind of age. I mean, we are, you and I, will be Gen X, 44 to 59. But there's just like a major issue with these, the Gen Z and millennials being able to afford property. If you were in Parliament, what would you do?